Easy work. I ain't got to worry about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. First of all, shout out to Fight Hype. Link in the description box. Floyd Mayweather, he was doing his UK press tour, and he was talking to a host, answering some questions from the crowd. Everybody was kind of interacting. And they said, will you come back for a 50th fight? And he was just basically like, yeah, for 9 figures, they got to pay me right. They're like, who would you fight? And then he's like, I don't really know. It really just depends. You know, Floyd, he's kind of evasive with his answers. He doesn't let anyone put him on the hot seat. And apparently somebody from the crowd said, what about Triple G? And Floyd Mayweather responded saying, I can barely make 147, so how am I going to fight at 160? Triple G, not being disrespectful, but he's straight up and down, no special effects. That's easy work. He said, you know, with the Pacquiao fight, 10 rounds to 2, that was a blowout. So Floyd Mayweather says Triple G is pretty much, he's a straightforward fighter, no special effects. And I want to know what you guys think from that. Again, make sure you watch the interview in the description box. Let me know what you think about this. I think it could be a difficult fight for Floyd at 160, and for the reason he said, he's not that big of a dude in comparison. Like if you ever see pictures of Floyd Mayweather next to Curtis Stevens, Floyd Mayweather next to like a Danny Jacobs or Peter Quillen, you'll notice immediately a size differential. You know what I mean? But if you put Peter Quillen next to Triple G, then the side would be obviously a lot closer. And I'm not just talking about height. A lot of people fail to realize, like, height is one thing, but it's also mass. Like, Canelo's not the tallest guy, but mass-wise, he's right up there around Triple G's size, mass-wise. Triple G's taller than, but height doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Chris Algieri was taller than Pacquiao, and he got whooped. You know what I mean? So it's a culmination of different things. But I think it would be a difficult fight for Floyd just because Triple G is naturally bigger, and he's obviously producing stoppages. But on the other hand, I will say this. We haven't really seen Triple G in there with an elite name, somebody with the seasoning, clearly, of a Mayweather, and somebody who's elusive. And I agree, I do think Triple G is a good fighter. However, with the no special effects, I definitely know what Mayweather's referring to. He's talking about Triple G. There's not, other than his power, there's not an attribute that really stands out. Like, you know what I mean? He's not like Prince Nassim or Pacquiao with blazing speed like Amir Khan. He's not doing this like, his footwork, he's pretty light on his feet, but his footwork is not like Pernell, you know what I mean? Like where he's just so like agile and like cat-like. That's what he's referring to with no special effects. He comes straight mission. You know what he's coming to do. Most of the time he stalks. He showed he could box more in the David Lemieux fight, but that was against a guy who could box less than him. You know what I'm saying? So can he do that? Can he pull that off with an elite level name? You know what I mean? The Cottos, the Canelos, Mayweathers, people like that. That's the real question. Carl Froch. That's why people want to see Triple G step up in competition level with a guy like Carl Froch would be perfect. You know what I mean? Someone who's naturally his size or bigger. Someone who can punch. Somebody who has heart. Somebody who's never been stopped before. Those types of things. Seasoned. Fought Andre Ward, DeGale, or not DeGale, Kessler. Things like that. So I understand where Floyd Mayweather's coming from with the no special effects. Triple G, there's not one thing that he does that's just like, other than his power, of course. There's not one thing that's just like, he's so athletic, like a Roy Jones Jr., you know what I'm saying? He comes in, does what he needs to do to win. So that's why I want to see him in with like a Roy Jones Jr. Obviously, there's no Roy Jones Jr. in his division currently, but a guy like that, a James Toney, someone who's athletic with power and confidence, things like that, that'll tell me who Triple G really is, you know what I mean? Because the first fight where he had a chance to fight Mexican style with David Lemieux, he took a different approach, which was uncharacteristic of what he's been doing to Marco Antonio Rubio. So he, you know what I mean, and the guys like Adama and stuff that he didn't respect their power, things like that. Last thing I want to say is I don't understand why people get so butthurt and mad when a fighter thinks they'll beat somebody. Whether it's true or not, it is what it is, you know what I mean? People, oh, why does Troy King think he can beat Pacquiao or Canelo or whoever? That's what you're supposed to think, dummy. You're a fighter. It's apparent some of you guys aren't fighters, don't know any fighters. You're supposed to be confident. What is a fighter going to say? Yeah, Triple G, he going to beat the brakes off me. He going to whip my fucking ass, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? No fighter I know is going to say that. David Lemieux just said he wants a rematch with Triple G. Is there any indication that he can beat Triple G? No. He's fighting James De La Rosa, who's been on a 1.5-year layoff and got knocked out that year and a half ago. He did nothing in the first fight with Triple G. He lost every round, got knocked down, got stopped. But he still says he wants a rematch. That's the fighter, of course. Of course he's going to want the rematch. Whether I think he can win or not, he's supposed to be confident. So I never understood that. Well, why does Mayweather think he can beat Triple G? Like, you know what I mean? People getting mad and up in arms and stuff. He's a fighter. He's a prize fighter. He's been doing this all his life. You're not supposed to think no man on this planet other than, you know what I'm saying, like God, no one is above you. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not supposed to think another man can defeat you. That's weak-minded. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.